Thank you very much. We'll resume the meeting and we move to 11.1, page 84, post-tender negotiations for Vandenberg Road renewal and table drain works.
Move that way.
Move Councillor McLaughlin, seconded Councillor Whipper.
But aren't we going to not talk about...
Councillor Turland.
Aren't we going to talk about the secondary dwelling, item 12.3 in the...
Well, I've just moved that one, and if I've missed one, well, I
we haven't
wouldn't
done
think
it
I
yet.
had. No, we
We've
are
got Scott Lee
following.
to speak
No,
to
we're
it, yeah.
following the agenda. Thank you, Councillor Turland.
But you've followed every other one. You've got the first one.
We did suspension of standing orders to deal with those three items. We are now following the agenda.
And Mr Mayor, I just have to stand and make a statement, please.
No, thank you,
No,
Councillor.
no,
I have got a motion on the books, moved and seconded.
Well,
Are you going to speak to it or
I
not?
was going to apologise to you, but you don't want to hear it.
I said, are you going to speak to it? You can see me after the meeting to
No, I'll see you in the
apologise.
meeting, Mr Mayor. I just wanted to have that opportunity to speak. I've got my
Then-
light on.
Then you have the opportunity to speak, Councillor
Right.
Scan.
Mr Mayor, I'm sorry I referred to you as a coward. That was an unintentional slip of the tongue. I was actually probably much the heat of the moment there. I might have been saying something about confidence, but coward was not the word I should have used at the time. Thank you.
I don't take the apology. I do not accept that apology with your end of comment. I put the recommendation. All in favour, please raise your hand.
Would you like to
Those
elaborate?
against?
Would you
We
like to
move
elaborate on that, Mr Mayor?
11.2, tender from Berrima Market.
Mr Mayor, I'll again apologise.
Oh, we have the recommendation.
Thank you, I've said it.
Councillor Scandrett, I'll ask you to remove yourself from the meeting. Madam General Manager, will you read out the recommendation of Council?
And the recommendation that the Council has just adopted is that Council accepts, that's, am I on the right one?
11.1.
Yep, sorry. The Council accepts the Stefanuti Constructions offer received for tender number 6330/18.21 at a lump sum of 589,282.00 excluding GST to undertake the Vandenberg Road renewal and table drain works under section 178 1B of the Local Government General Regulations 2005.
Thank you. 11.2, tender for Berrima Marketplace Playground All
Like-
Abilities Upgrade.
Like to move?
Move Councillor Scandrett, seconded Councillor Whipper.
Recommendation number
Councillor-
one. Thank you, Mr Mayor.
So we're moving recommendation 1. Put it. All in favour. Those against. Carried. Madam General Manager, would you read that recommendation out, please?
The Council accepts the tender from Growth Civil Landscapes Pty Limited at a lump sum of $345,780.60, inclusive of GST, to undertake Berrima Market Playground upgrade.
Thank you. We pay page 94, 11.3, investment report. Move Councillor Whipper, seconded Councillor Andrews. Any discussion? Put it. All in favour? Against? Carried. 11.4, page 100, application for transfer of unmade Crown Roads to Council Part Surrey Street, Berrima. Move Councillor McLaughlin, seconded Councillor Whipper to speak to it.
Thank you. Mr Mayor, I was just speaking to some neighbours of this adjoining this reserve, and they sort of gave me some information that I wasn't privy to around the history of this, and I'm just wondering whether or not the way forward might be better to defer this matter pending further information in relation to the need for council to purchase this reserve.
Do you want an introduction?
Well, I can have an introduction.
Do you want to find out a bit more?
Well, a little bit. I'll have a little bit more information and then decide whether or not
Okay.
I'll... Yeah.
who's going to speak on that? Mr Mooney? Would you come over here to the chair, please?
Through you, Mr Mayor. Councillors, this report brings to your attention a matter that was initially raised to us by the Department of Crown Lands, who had been approached by an adjoining owner to secure ownership of the remaining parcel of land down on Part Surrey Street. Obviously, we were notified, as we are in all cases where the Department of Crown Lands is approached for the sale of unmade roads. At the time that we were notified, we were also provided background by the Department of Crown Lands that a previous application for the entire road width had been rejected on the basis that it would have restricted access down to the Wingecarribee River. On that basis, and after consultation with other sections of council, we believe it's appropriate to support that objection and for us to move forward to bring the unmade road into council's ownership so that we can secure access to the river on a permanent basis.
Question, Mr Mayor?
Yes, your question, Councillor McLaughlin.
Just looking at the maps that we've been supplied with, it looks as if they're on that particular lot, DP 1068388. Looks like 24, there's a building on that piece of land. So I take it that belongs to the neighbours?
Through you, Mr Mayor, yes, that particular parcel was actually sold a number of years ago, so that is in private ownership. The part of the road that we're referring to is in attachment 1, so the skinny access way, and then obviously the part adjoining the river there.
Oh, I see.
Yes.
I beg your pardon. So
So attachment 2
acquired,
had been previously sold.
and they wanted to acquire the other piece. Right, I've got you. And we're saying, yeah, we want to keep that in council ownership so that people can have access to the river. Yeah.
Through you, Mr Mayor, that's correct.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Okay, so does that clarify anything, Councillor Whipper? Councillor McLaughlin?
I'll be
So just one of the things that were raised was the fact that at the moment it would be difficult to get access to the river anyway. It's overgrown with weeds, those sorts of things. So if council take ownership of this land, it's then council's responsibility to ensure that those weeds are eradicated. And is that the case, Mr Mooney?
Through you, Mr Mayor, Councillor, I can't comment on the current state of the land in terms of the overgrown nature, but as council has recently adopted a new road maintenance policy, the parcel of land would fall within the parameters of the new road maintenance policy, and we would be guided by our assets section as to any future maintenance regime.
Okay, so the recommendation was initially moved by Councillor McLaughlin and second by Councillor Whipper.
Yeah, look, I'm happy to stay with that, Mr Mayor, unless I hear something different. I think it's important that we, and it has come up before where people have tried to restrict access to the river. A certain part we know down at the camping area initially, I think people were told by real estate agents that, you know, that'll be fine, that's going to be sold, you'll be able to buy this and you can block people off. Well, I think, you know, the people of Berrima, whether it's an unmade or what have you, if someone wants to walk down through that, I think that should be available to them. If they live in the village and they want to walk down it, if you cut that off, they haven't got any other access in there. So
Yeah,
I'm happy to...
So the question... Yeah.
Oh, no, I'm happy to go with my
Okay,
the
no
original
more questions.
recommendation.
Thank you. I was waiting for a question there.
Oh, no, sorry.
Councillor McLaughlin. So, hang on, goes to Councillor Whipper because he asked the question, he's still willing to second.
No, look, I'm still going to move for a deferral. I'm just sort of, there's a few things that's come up that maybe we can't get the answers to here, Mr Mayor. If I have a seconder, I'll ask for a deferral. If not, I'll ask for somebody else to.
Is there a second the deferral? So do we have a seconder for Councillor McLaughlin's motions? Councillor Andrews. So now, if that be the case, we'll have an amendment. So the motion is as printed, and amendment by Councillor Whipper and Mark Ward in relation to deferral for why? What?
It's just pending further information around the nature and sale of the road reserve.
Okay, so
It's coming to council, but
so, hang on, we'll see if we can get that up when it's printed. That the amendment, that the matter stand deferred as an amendment. And consider me be deferred, subject to further information in relation to what?
Mr Mayor, there were some issues raised that I hadn't heard before, so I take it those people are in the gallery. They could supply that information as well. It could be then tested alongside council, and then we make an informed decision. That's all I'm saying. I don't think holding this up for an extra, 2 to 4 weeks is going to be a great impost on anybody.
Well, can it come back, would you be happy that it be come back next week, that it be deferred until the following, to the next meeting?
Yeah.
Well, then if that's the case, I'll go along with that.
Yeah, I'm not asking for this to be delayed.
Okay, so it's,
I'm hoping to
it's
have
not
that
a,
information.
it's not a
from the
life-threatening
No.
decision?
I'm happy to withdraw the motion then.
Just put
Then,
the matter be
okay.
deferred to the next meeting and
Yes.
leave it at that.
Okay, so the consideration of the matter be deferred subject to further information to the next meeting. There is no motion. The amendment now becomes the motion. So I put that, all in favour, those against carry. We move to 11.6109, modification of the easements in favour of council over the hill, Middle Road, Exeter.
No, it's 7.5.
7.5, my one, two ahead, am I?
105.
Licence agreement to Faith FM for use of Mount Gibraltar telecommunications. Move Councillor Scandrett and second to Councillor McLaughlin. Any discussion?
Just
Put
quick,
it?
Mr
No,
Mayor, that is
Councillor
that we
Scandrett.
heard previously on a report on the communications towers up there that there is some spare capacity up there, and we also heard that we feel that they're reasonably safe from any bushfire or threat up there. But this is good. This is an existing licence, but I do note there is capacity for additional data on that were somebody to approach council with the need for that.
Thank you. Put it. All in favour. Those against carried. 11.6. We're now on page 109. Modification of easement in favour of council over the hill, Middle Road, Exeter. Move Councillor McLaughlin, second to Councillor Andrews. Is there any discussion? Put it. All in favour. Those against carried. Proposed acquisition land in Bowral. Move that it go into close. Councillor McLaughlin, second to Councillor Whipper. Any discussion? Put it. All in favour. Against carried. 12.1, page 114, corporate strategy and development services.
Page 114.
Yeah, 114. Anzac Day 2020. Now, everybody has their names. If you go to page 115, that will be somebody prepared to move it with I know there's going to be a movement on the names, isn't there?
Yeah, just doing that. Yeah, we're doing
Yep.
that.
Right, so Councillor Halstead's name is coming off the one at Mittagong.
Main services.
Any other movement?
Yeah, there's a wreath for Barrow. A wreath and a board of Barrow.
Okay. Have we got that? Everybody happy with that recommendation? Okay, so you have a wreath at the beginning of the service and then a book at the 10 o'clock, is that correct? Then they will be supplied. So can we please make a note of that? Okay, put it,
Who's moved it? Who's seconded?
it was moved by, can we go down, it was Councillor McLaughlin moved it, and it was Councillor Scandrett seconded. All in favour, against, carried. 12.2, Biannual Delivery Program 2017-21 Progress Report. Does councillors want a introduction to this? Ms Lidgard, would you come down here, please? Ms Lidgard.
Okay. Councillors, this report presents the biannual delivery program report for the period 1st of July to the 31st of December 2019. It records Council's progress towards achieving the 4-year actions of the delivery program 2017 to 21. Actions are reported under the themes of leadership, people, places and environment and economy. The report has been prepared with the input of all branches of Council. As at the end of December 2019, Council is progressing well in achieving the actions of the delivery program.
Any questions? Councillor Turland.
Page 124, bottom paragraph, which says the council continues to request from the public for access information, with 12 formal access of applications received during the period and 16 finishing in the statutory time period. An additional 427 applications of access to information were handed under the mandatory process in relation to information of access through the government information process. Has Council itself followed the GIPA process in relation to playing a tape on the 29th?
The question, Councillor...
I'm asking you, have you followed this guideline here in acceleration to the tape?
They've got nothing to do with
It has everything
with
to do with it.
No,
Have you followed the
Councillor
process?
Turland,
I'll
it
bring it up
has
in another
not
forum.
this
This is exactly where it
Councillor
should
Turland,
be. Somebody else follows
I
protocol?
will ask
Except
that
the
you
council.
remove yourself from the chamber if you continue on. Councillor Scandrett.
Mr. Card, could you just point me to the section in here which talks about the timeline leading up to the failure of the Mittagong Playhouse roof? We heard about this at that briefing at Craigieburn. There was a specific timeline. Where is that in here?
Madam General Manager.
Just to differentiate between the delivery program and the operational plan. We are reporting against the delivery program outcomes. We would be discussing the Mittagong Playhouse, if at all, as part of the operational plan report, which happens on a quarterly basis, or it would go to the Finance Committee, or it would come back to Council once Council had, once the staff had evaluated what needs to happen with the Playhouse, and Council needed to make a decision.
In that meeting at Craigieburn, Madam Mayor,
6th of November.
6th of November, we were presented with the information
Nothing
that
to-
the
did
bow
you-
in the
Councillor
ridgeline
Scandrett,
was
did
known
you
of
not-
in...
Did you not hear the answer that was given by the General Manager?
Mr Mayor, I'm just responding to...
Councillor Scandrett, will you resume your seat, please? I will close this meeting down if councillors are going to continue to challenge the chair and make statements and insinuations that attempt to bring council staff and myself into disrepute.
I just asked the question.
I ask Councillor Scandrett.
I make the statement.
Councillor Scandrett.
Yes, Mr.
I declare the meeting closed. And you will be reported to the Office of Local Government.
I see.
I have a
So-
notice of motion here that the Mayor calls an extraordinary meeting